struggle with dry rough hair no matter what you try, that is going to change, because today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that. Hi my loves, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Here in this channel we talk about relaxed hair care, hair growth tips, protective styling, and anything hair related. So if you know you're interested in this type of content, please consider subscribing to join the family. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to get your hair silky smooth. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I want to start by saying that silky doesn't mean straight. For your hair to be silky, it means that it's smooth, it's soft in whatever style it is. So it can be straight, it can be coily. What matters is how smooth it is, how soft it is, and not how straight it is. So you can have 4C hair and your hair will be silky smooth, and someone else can have 1A hair that is rough and dry. So the texture of your hair isn't the most important thing when it comes to getting your hair silky and smooth. It's how you take care of your hair. Now, in trying to get silky smooth hair, you first have to understand or know what causes dry hair, because it is when your hair is dry, it's brittle, it's rough, that your hair loses the silky and smooth feel. So some of the things that can cause your hair to become dry, brittle, and rough include lack of moisture, protein overload, heat damage, product buildup, skippy trims, and so many other things. So if you know the basics, if you know that these are some of the things that can prevent your hair from getting silky smooth, then you know how to tackle it, you know how to care for it, you know how to get your hair to that silky smooth texture. Now moving on, the first thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to getting your hair silky smooth is pre-poo. Now remember I said one of the causes of dry, brittle, and rough hair is lack of moisture, and pre-poo gives your hair extra moisture and makes your hair retain moisture more even after you shampoo your hair. So shampoos have the tendency of stripping our hair of its natural oils. So what pre-poo does is to give your hair an extra edge against this. So by pre-pooing your hair, you are preparing your hair for shampooing, so that even when shampoos strip off oils from your hair will still be able to retain moisture, compared to if you just directly shampoo your hair like that without pre-pooing. Moving on, the next way to get silky smooth hair is by using moisturizing shampoos. Again, the focus here is moisture. The more moisturized your hair is, the more you can get that silky smooth texture. So moisturizing shampoos are less strippy on the hair strands and are less likely to dry your hair compared to using regular shampoos. So make sure that you are using a gentle shampoo, a moisturizing shampoo, a sulfate free shampoo, because sulfate is a big culprit when it comes to drying your hair. That doesn't mean that sulfates are completely bad and should be 100% avoided when choosing your hair products, but your hair needs at a particular time are going to determine the type of products you use. So if you want to clarify your hair, for example, after being in a long-term protective style, you can use a sulfate containing shampoo to give your hair that intense clean and clarify your hair, but this is not the focus here. The focus is to get your hair more moisturized and to get a silky smooth texture. So that is why you want to shy away from sulfate containing shampoos at this point and lean more towards moisturizing shampoos. Moving on, the next tip I'm going to be talking about is deep conditioning, with more emphasis on moisturizing deep conditioning. Again, the focus is moisture. So you want to make sure that you don't skip your moisturizing deep conditioners on your wash days. So make sure to properly deep condition your hair. In fact, you can even go as far as helping your hair absorb the products better by covering your hair with a plastic cap or using heat, especially if you have low porosity hair, and this is going to help the products penetrate better and give you a more intensive moisturizing treatment. Moving on, the next tip I'm going to share with you guys is don't overuse products. So one of the causes of dry, brittle hair I shared earlier was product buildup, and overusing products is one of the major causes of product buildup. So layering products upon products on your hair strands with the belief that more products is going to give you better results, this is so wrong, guys. It's not about the number of products you use, it's about the quality of the products. So you don't have to use 101 products to see results, because some people think that the more products you use or the more frequently you use them, the better the results you're going to get. Applying products on your hair every single day may be too much, especially when you know you are not going to be washing your hair anytime. So for example, when you're in a long-term protective style. So if you have been overusing products, if you have been using products too frequently, sis, know that you are prepping your hair for product buildup. So if you want to get your hair silky smooth, this is one of the things you have to avoid. Moving on, the next tip I have for you guys is to use lightweight products. Again, using heavy products is going to lead to product buildup. So that is why you want to make sure that you are leaning more into lightweight products, especially if you know you're going to be using them more frequently. The more heavy the product is, the less frequently you should use it, and the more light a product is, the more you can get away with using it more often. So in order to avoid product buildup and get that silky smooth texture for your hair, make sure that you are using more of lightweight products, especially if you know that you're going to be using the products frequently. Moving on, the next tip I'm going to be sharing with you guys is to moisturize and seal your hair. Again, the focus here is moisture. The more moisturized your hair is, the more silky and smooth your hair will be. So that is where moisturizing and sealing comes in. Now listen, I did not say just moisturize your hair. I said moisturize and seal. Meaning sealing is important, whether with an oil or with a heavy butter or heavy cream or something like that. So you always have to make sure that you seal your moisturizers after using them. And this is going to keep your hair more moisturized and help your hair retain moisture for longer periods. Okay, so always make sure that you are moisturizing and sealing your hair if you want to get that silky smooth texture. Moving on, the next tip I have for you guys is to use heat protectant. Never ever skip the use of a heat protectant before using heat on your hair, whether it be a flat iron, a blow dryer. Like before using any form of heat at all, make sure that you are using a heat protectant, because not using a heat protectant can lead to heat damage, and heat damage is one of the things that can damage your hair, make your hair dry, brittle, rough, and when this happens, you will not get that silky smooth texture you are looking for. So make sure that before every heat styling process, before you blow dry your hair, you flat iron your hair, you use a heat protectant. Moving on, the next tip I have for you guys is to avoid excessive heat. So here I'm talking about your frequency of using heat. I'm talking about the temperature of the heat tools. When these two things are too much, you are more likely to get your hair heat damaged, irrespective of whether you use a heat protectant or not. So the more often you use heat on your hair, the more you risk having heat damage. The higher the temperature settings on your heat styling tools, the more you risk having heat damage. So always make sure to limit the amount of times you use heat on your hair, and always make sure that the temperature of your heat styling tools are not too high. Moving on, the next tip I'm going to share with you guys is to use satin or silk bonnets or pillowcases, and this is going to keep your hair more moisturized. It's going to keep your hair smoother, softer, silkier, and all of that. Like if you have been using satin or silk bonnets or pillowcases, I don't even think I need to talk about this too much, because you may have experienced it. Like that feeling you get after sleeping with a satin bonnet and checking your hair the next day, like the way your hair looks, guys, it is just amazing. And if you're using cotton pillowcases and sleeping on them directly without any form of satin or silk covering on your hair, you are not going to get this result, okay? Because cotton tends to suck out moisture from your hair, so meaning your hair is going to be dry. Also, cotton are more rough on your hair strands compared to satin or silk materials, so meaning your hair is going to be more frizzy, more rough, and all of that. So if you want to get a silky smooth texture, always make sure that you are using satin or silk bonnets, pillowcases, or scarves. Moving on, the next tip I'm going to be sharing with you guys is to trim regularly. So have a trimming routine and stick to it, whether it be 6 months, yearly, like whatever routine you know that is the best for your hair. Pick that and stick with it. Personally, I trim my hair once a year, and that has been working perfectly for me. There are some people that trim their hair twice a year, and that works perfectly for them. So choose a trimming routine that you know works for you and stick with that. Never ever skip your trims, guys. Don't hold on to dead ends. Don't hold on to split ends, because when your ends are split and you don't trim them off, what happens is those splits tend to travel up your hair shaft, creating more splits, and this is going to make your hair look rough. So it's not going to give you that silky smooth texture you are looking for. So in order to prevent this, make sure that you are trimming your hair regularly. Moving on, the next tip I have for you guys is to be consistent with your routines. So make sure to stick with your routines. There is no way you're going to get the results you want for your hair without putting in the effort, without caring for your hair, without taking care of it, without being consistent with the care. So you have to make sure that you have a simple routine and stick with it. And that is why I always preach that you should simplicity over complexity every time when it comes to creating a hair care routine, because this makes it so much easier to stick to. It's better that you have a very simple routine that you can be consistent with and have a complicated routine that you know will be difficult for you to keep up with. Okay, and that is why in my hair growth ebook, the routine I gave you guys in that ebook is so simple. Like, if you have gotten this ebook, you can attest to that. So in case you haven't gotten an ebook, there is a 30 days daily routine section in the ebook. So I broke it down for you guys in there, like what you have to do on each and every day, on the 1, on the 2, on the 3, on the 4, right to the 30th day, like what you have to do step by step on each and every single day. And the routine is so simple to follow. It is so stress-free. Like, guys, there are even rest days inside, like rest days, because it doesn't have to be a tug of war when it comes to caring for your hair. You just have to get something simple and stick with that. And if you have been following me on my channel, you know that I always lean more towards simplicity when it comes to my routines, and that was the same thing I did in the ebook for you guys. And that's not all that is in the ebook. It also contains product recommendations for you guys. So I'm not just giving you guys a routine, I'm also giving you guys the products to use. So ranging from shampoos, deep conditioners, leave-in moisturizers, heat protectant, hair oils, like every single thing you need. The ebook also contains hair growth secrets, hair growth staples, hair growth tools, like everything you literally need for your hair growth journey. Okay, so if you haven't gotten yours, you are literally missing out. I'll make sure to link it down in the description box below so that you can get your copy. So yeah, guys, those are all the tips I have for you in today's video on how to get silky smooth hair. So I want to know which of these tips you are going to be trying first in trying to get your hair silky and smooth. Okay, so please make sure to share with me down in the comment section down below. Okay, so yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here and you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing to join the family, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you can be the first to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Okay, so yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.